I do. I love working with children. I love seeing the children discover, get it, and be confident. And when I'm part of that, I think I am contributing to what Kenya is.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of Before 18. Before 18 is a show that focuses on people who do amazing things to the society and children who impact the lives of others in the society. I will be your host, Manasseh Githua, and I am joined by an amazing person. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Doris Kwambo. I am after 18. I am an educator with over 30 years experience. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doris, and it's a pleasure. And I must tell you, you're looking amazing. Can you tell us what's it about, or the ones that you have?
Well, these beads, traditional Maasai beads, I believe these are from Turkana. I
Yeah.
got them long ago at Lake Baringo,
Yeah.
and this was a gift. So this is my version of representing culture. I was
Yeah.
happy to be here today, and I thought the discussion was on special needs. So there are those needs that we see and the needs that we don't see.
Yeah.
And this for me was a good representation of that.
Yeah. And now, Doris, you have been an educator for more than 35 years. And you know, that's like a lifetime of shaping young minds. And with, you know, you've worked with very many and different children. What is that started or ignited your passion, and what is it that has sustained it over the years?
I think that's something I'm still finding out.
Yeah.
But I know for sure I loved the mind, and I used to look at my father's psychology books when I was younger, and it just used to fascinate me reading about children and their development. So I am still discovering what it is that keeps me going. I love what I do. I love working with children. I love seeing the children discover, get it, and be confident. And when I'm part of that, I think I am contributing to what Kenya is.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And I totally love what you're doing. Thank you so much. So at Mtoto News, we are all about everything that makes children visible. How do you think that in this day and age, how is that we can ensure that every child, you know, we talk about inclusive learning, how can we ensure that every child is, you know, they're made to visible?
First of all, I love the focus on the child. The children are our heritage. The children are the future. And so how Kenya will turn out depends on how we nurture our children. So for a child to be visible, the child needs to be in an enabling environment, hopefully a home where they're happy, secure, and safe, eventually in the school society. So that's where I come in the school community, because I meet other people's children, working together as these children learn, helping them discover who they are, helping them learn. Learning means you also make mistakes. Learning means you have an opinion. Learning means you're inquiring. So again, giving children the opportunity to express themselves, to be who they are, and learn from each other, and look at us adults as role models.
That is amazing. And you know, just listening to you, I can hear the wealth of wisdom that you've had, especially with what you've gotten from the many years of experience that you've had. And probably you've seen the different changes in education. We have had over, the past 30 years, you have had different governments coming up with different. What do you think the future of education looks like?
Right. First of all, let's agree nothing stays the same. Everything changes. So when we see changes in our education system, that is really a good thing. It means that we are reviewing our system, our educational system, and embracing it and seeing what is it that we need to improve. So changing an education system is okay. It's absolutely fine. When I went to school, I didn't feel the pressure of being in school. It was brilliant. You went home and played. So the one thing I'd love to see now as changes take place is that children still play. Children still are in a sense of a community. The children have hope and passion, and children also are proud to be Kenyan. Because with all the problems that we have, which are highlighted in the news, and they are not highlighted the same way as the positives. So with all this negative press, locally and internationally, it's easy for a child to feel not proud of being Kenyan, and that is not a good thing. So what I would want is that children first are proud to be themselves. Manassas, you're proud to be you. You're 3 years old. You're proud to be you. What is good about you? What can you improve? What would you like to be? And that is what I hope to keep doing.
Amazing. And we were talking with you before, you've mentioned that teamwork and collaboration are actually the things that you love working. How are you able to ensure that, in an institution, in a place, that we have teamwork and that collaboration and that harmonious living within with the teachers and also the children?
That, I think, is a challenge for everyone, teamwork and collaboration, because we're in a society where things are cutthroat. But that is beyond us. What we need to do is be open, have a growth mindset, because what is yours. For instance, I told you I loved your laptop. Is it tablet?
Yes.
I loved it. It doesn't mean I'm going to take it away from you, but you could tell me how it helps you, where I can get it, the price and things like that. So when it comes to teamwork, how do you work together as a team and go forward? Collaboration is how do we share our ideas. You may think that this is the best laptop in the world. I would prefer something else. However, when we put our different ideas together, how do we, weave that and still go forward? So when we are dealing with the small children, they work together as a group. They may not all have the same idea. Are they able to listen to each other? Are they able to also give their own views and build on what they have shared? Are they able also to say, of these ideas that we put together, listen to them with respect? These are the top 3 that we'll work on. This can go on hold. We can change this. So getting children to communicate with each other, that is something very good. And then they work as teams, and there's healthy competition. So that even though you strive for excellence, it should not be cutthroat. You don't want to bring up mafia, but healthy competition now at a global level.
And that's amazing. Now, how is that? What do you think is the challenge, or what are the challenges that most children that are born in this time and age, and as they are coming up, in kindergarten and all of that, what are the things that they actually go through, and you see them go through? What are the challenges that can be addressed?
Context. We have very, very busy parents. So that is one. You've got very busy parents, and also it looks like they want to provide a lot for their children, which is brilliant. However, living in a fast-paced world, then what is the role of the parent? They don't have the time to spend with their children at home. Therefore, the nannies come in. Before, you had house help to actually just help with housework. Now nannies are taking over. You have super nannies and then the drivers. So then the child's world is filled with other adults as opposed to just the parents. So how possible is it for parents to slow down a little bit? Those are individual discussions, because then you also have parents who want their children to have a whole wide range of experiences. So you go into activities, into clubs, and Saturday activities as well. I believe that the weekend should be bonding time for the family. If a child has shown interest, for instance, in swimming or football, and is going to train now at that competitive level, perhaps. But is it every child? So for me, the change that I would want to see is parents taking more time with their children intentionally over the weekend. It may not always be possible, but how else will children know that they are in a home environment with parents' direct input? It's good for parents to day nanny's day out, and the children help with the housework, help with the cooking, help with everything else, but that is giving the parents and the children the opportunity to know each other and bond. That's missing.
And for the longest time we have had this phrase that you are just children. Mnaweza kuwa na stress gani? How would you guys be going through anything? And from your experience as a teacher, are children just children, and are they not going through anything? And should we be in a position where we just dismiss anything and we say they're just children, they don't even know?
The politically correct answer is children are children.
Yes.
Just let them sit there in the corner.
Yeah.
However, to be honest, children are human beings. We've come from a time where we did not take children's feelings and emotions into account.
Yeah.
So now we need to understand that we are bringing them up in a fast-paced world. A lot of children are aware of technology, smartphones. It may not be their own parents. Even our country, their children see at the market centers, you have TVs and things like that. So now, taking their views into account, now that has to come from home. It's got to start from home, where children are encouraged to have an opinion, to have a say. At the same time, you balance, because the child will never be the adult.
Yeah.
I have said to children, you and I will not be at the same age at the same time. And they say, what? Yes, because parents, teachers have a wisdom that comes with time and age. So when the children are expressing themselves, we also need to put guardrails so that they know what is acceptable. They can also read the situation and go, today I wrote those classes, my mother is very angry, this is not the time to talk. It will not happen over time. It will not happen overnight. It takes a while to do that. So that nurturing should come from home and then extend it into the school. If it's in school and not at home, there's just a lot of tension. But encourage children to speak, encourage children to learn from each other, and encourage children to remain respectful.
That's amazing. And now we've been having a very interesting conversation, especially here at the kindergarten fair. And one thing that has actually stood out to me actually end with this question is we have had that whole discussion of children and screen time. Do we limit them? Do we tell them? Do you take their phones away from them and you say, wait until this age so they can give you the phone? Or what's the appropriate age and time?
That's a powerful question. We now need to go back to the scientists who tell us the damage screen time does to children. Even little ones, when they can't talk in front of the TV watching cartoons, they're taking in so many things. What is the impact it has on their brain development? Screen time must be limited. That is my opinion as an educator. For a little one, let the child play with toys. It doesn't have to be expensive toys with gadgets around the house. Children will play with you. So even when you buy the most expensive toy, if you leave it with the child, now it does not mean that we do not use technology. There are wonderful lessons we have from using digital communication. And so that again has to be balanced. You don't just pick on something randomly and think, oh, this looks interesting, watch it. So it's deliberate parenting, and the word I came across 2 weeks ago is digital parenting. So we're intentional about what it is we provide for children, and you have to take time to see it yourself. Because I tried to make some movies, children's movies. It's difficult because it begins off very interesting, and then somewhere along the line, 20 minutes in, there's a ghost or a murderer or something negative. Although the movie says it's for under 7, it is animation cartoons, but the message. So what I would encourage to do is partner with interested to actually vet some of the existing material. And then you can say, all these movies that are under 7, we have found these 12 to be appropriate. Then you help some of us as well. And then as parents, keep yourself informed. You want to find out about food, you want to find out about the latest fashion, but for what is there for the children, keep yourself informed, deliberate. You must partner with children at this age of disruption and many challenges that are out there for the children, that the things that are grabbing their attention seem to be increasing over time. So as a parent, you have to be the one to shelter them. And even if you older child with acceptable screen time, there are times when you have to say, learn to have that communication, learn to understand yourself. You may be a poet, but you're not going to write schools because you haven't been given that opportunity.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the amazing wisdom nuggets that you've given to us today. And we are here at the Kindergarten Fair here at Zurich Center. Thank you so much for your time. I have been your host, Manasseh Gedua. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you.